All right, today we're going deep on Sidhu Moose Wala.
Ooh, yeah.
You probably know him as that popular Punjabi rapper.
Right.
But, there's so much more to him.
Yeah.
There's music, politics, controversy,
Right.
all kind of swirled together in his life,
Mm-hmm.
which, tragically ended way too soon.
Oh, you soon.
So we're going to be using Wikipedia's bio of Moose Wala today to kind of unpack all that.
Okay.
Try to understand his impact, peel back the layers of his personality,
Yeah.
and just figure out why his story still resonates so strongly, even after his assassination.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Even after his death,
Yeah.
Moose Wala's story continues to spark debate and discussion.
Yeah.
He was a complex figure.
Okay, so let's unpack it.
Okay.
Starting from the beginning.
Right from the start.
So Moose Wala was born Shubdeep Singh Sidhu
Okay.
in the village of Musa in Punjab,
Makes sense.
which explains the stage name, right?
Yeah.
And then his path eventually led him to Brampton, Canada as an international student.
So it's in Brampton that his musical journey really takes shape,
Okay.
And he was really heavily influenced by Tupac.
Oh, wow.
It's Tupac Shakur.
Okay.
And
Big influence.
huge, yeah.
Yeah.
And he really focused on songwriting initially,
Okay.
before kind of stepping into that spotlight as a rapper himself.
That's pretty remarkable to go from writing for others to then
Yeah,
being a global star
totally.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's a big jump.
Huge.
It seems like his breakout hit so high in 2017 was the real turning point.
Yeah, for sure.
And then those collaborations with Brown Boys,
Yeah.
that really solidified him in the Punjabi music scene.
Oh, absolutely. Those early tracks with Brown Boys were just, they were crucial,
Yeah.
to his ascent.
Yeah.
He was winning awards like Best Lyricist at the Brit Asia TV Music Awards in 2017.
Wow.
And his music was climbing the charts,
Yeah.
not just in India, but Canada, UK as well.
And that's kind of where things get really interesting, right?
Yeah, it gets complicated.
Because Moose Wala's music often glorified violence and gun culture,
Yeah.
even landing him in some legal trouble.
Right.
There were charges for promoting gun use.
Yeah.
And even an incident where he was filmed training with an AK-47.
It's this aspect of his persona, I think,
Yeah.
that is just so important to grasp.
Okay.
If you really want to understand both his massive popularity and the controversies that followed him.
Yeah.
For some, he was a dangerous influence, glamorizing violence.
All right.
For others,
Yeah.
he was simply an artist reflecting the realities of his environment.
Right? Yeah.
It's a complex issue
Yeah.
with no easy answers.
For sure.
And one that you see cropping up time and time again
Oh, yeah.
with artists throughout history.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with his musical success soaring,
Yeah.
Moose Wala makes a move that surprised a lot of people.
Okay.
He jumps into the world of politics.
Oh, wow.
So in 2021, he joins the Indian National Congress
Right.
and even ran for a seat in the Punjab Legislative Assembly in 2022.
His political ambitions were definitely high,
Yeah.
but his campaign ultimately didn't succeed.
Right.
He lost by a significant margin to the Aam Aadmi Party candidate Vijay Singla,
Okay.
and even his loss was shrouded in controversy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his song Scapegoat
Okay.
was seen by many as a direct critique of those who voted for the AAP.
Oh, so even in defeat,
Yeah,
it's still controversial.
still stirring the pot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And tragically, his life was cut short in 2022 when he was assassinated.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, just, gone too soon.
It really is.
And the details are just,
What?
straight out of a crime thriller.
Yeah, he was shot multiple times by assailants
Wow.
while driving his car in
Gee.
broad daylight.
It's hard to believe something that brutal could happen
I know.
in broad daylight.
It's scary.
What do we know about the people behind this?
So, a Canada-based gangster named Goldie Brar, who was associated with the notorious Lawrence Bishnoi gang,
Oh, wow.
claimed responsibility for the killing.
So they're a pretty big deal,
Oh, yeah.
in the gang world.
Big deal.
Yeah.
And they framed it as revenge
Okay.
for the murder of an Akali leader the previous year.
So the police believe this was part of a larger gang rivalry.
Exactly.
Wow. It just shows you how dangerous,
Oh, yeah.
that whole underbelly,
It's scary.
the fame and influence that he had built.
It really is. And it really highlights, the fact that he was caught in the crosshairs of organized crime.
Right. Yeah.
It's a dangerous world.
But even with all the controversies surrounding his life,
Mm-hmm.
the outpouring of grief after his death was immense.
It really was.
Like you said, fans, celebrities, even other musicians.
Yeah.
Everyone was paying their respects.
It was huge.
It shows how widely his music resonated.
It really does. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Drake played his songs on his radio show.
Wow.
There's that incredible mural in Brampton and back in Punjab.
Mm-hmm.
There are plans to build a cancer hospital and a sports stadium in his memory.
It's like his legacy is going to live on.
Oh, absolutely.
For a long time.
Yeah, I mean, that speaks volumes about his lasting impact.
Yeah.
Reaching far beyond just music.
It seems like Moose Wala's legacy is kind of a mixed bag, right?
Yeah.
On one hand, he was this incredibly talented artist
Oh, yeah.
who achieved global recognition in such a short time.
So spent.
Like, his music gave voice to Punjabi culture on an international stage
Absolutely.
and obviously connected with millions of people.
Millions, yeah.
But on the other hand, you can't deny that his glorification of violence
Right.
and gun culture was controversial
Yeah, for
and
sure.
sparked real concern
Oh, yeah.
about its potential impact, especially on young people.
Especially young people.
So where do we land on this?
Right.
Was he a talented artist pushing boundaries? Or did he contribute to a culture of violence that ultimately led to his own demise?
I mean, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is.
It goes beyond just Moose Wala himself, you know?
Yeah.
It forces us to confront the role artists play in society, the messages they send out, the influence they hold.
Yeah.
It all matters.
It does.
How do we balance artistic expression with the potential consequences?
Right.
Especially in a world where violence is already so pervasive.
Heavy stuff to grapple with.
It is, for sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, his story really highlights the power of music
Absolutely.
and how complex fame can be in today's world.
It does. It does.
It's really something. And it raises questions, too, about the responsibility
Oh, yeah, for sure.
that comes with that fame and influence. You know, it's not just about making catchy tunes.
Right.
It's about understanding the weight your words carry
Yeah.
and the impact they can have.
Absolutely. Yeah. It really makes you think about how we form opinions, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the surface level.
For sure.
But there's always a deeper story there.
Always, yeah.
Waiting to be discovered. When you kind of dig deeper into those controversies surrounding his glorification of violence. What did the arguments look like from different perspectives?
Well, those who criticized him, you know, they argued that his lyrics glamorized gun culture
Okay.
and could potentially incite violence.
Yeah.
Particularly among impressionable youth.
Right.
They pointed to specific songs and music videos where firearms were, like, prominently displayed.
Okay.
And violence was portrayed as a solution to problems.
Yeah.
They worried about the normalization of these themes
Yeah, I can see that.
and the potential consequences for a society already grappling with issues of violence.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, for sure.
it's a real concern.
And what about those who defended him?
Yeah, well, those defending Moose Wala often argued that he was simply reflecting the realities of the world he came from. A world where violence and crime were often part of everyday life.
Yeah.
They saw his music as a form of social commentary,
Okay.
highlighting the harsh realities faced by many in Punjab and among the diaspora.
So they saw it as more of a reflection of his environment rather than a glorification.
Exactly.
Okay.
They argued that he wasn't necessarily endorsing violence,
Right.
but rather holding up a mirror
Yeah.
to society,
Yeah.
forcing people to confront uncomfortable truths.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They also pointed to the fact that many of his songs dealt with themes of struggle, resilience,
Okay.
and overcoming adversity,
So like,
showcasing a broader range of emotions and experiences beyond just violence.
right, not just one-dimensional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not at all.
It sounds like there were valid points on both sides.
There were, for sure.
It's rarely a black and white issue, is it?
It really isn't. It's complex.
And that's why it's so important to engage with these issues thoughtfully
Absolutely.
and consider multiple perspectives.
Yeah, you got to see the whole picture.
Art, especially music, can be a powerful force.
It really can.
It can reflect societal values, challenge norms, spark important conversations.
Big time.
So what's the takeaway for our listener today?
Well,
What should they be mulling over after this deep dive
right. Yeah.
into Sidhu Moose Wala's world?
I'd say go beyond the headlines.
Okay.
Explore Moose Wala's music for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't just listen to the beats.
Right.
Really pay attention to the lyrics.
Right.
What do they tell you about the society he came from? the values he represented,
Yeah.
the challenges he faced.
It's like an invitation to think critically about the art we consume, right?
It is, yeah.
Not just music, but everything.
Everything.
What does it tell us about the world around us, and how does it shape our understanding of that world?
Precisely. And I think beyond that, think about the artists you follow.
Okay.
The ones who capture your attention.
Yeah.
What messages are they sending? What impact are they having?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a reminder that we all have a role to play
Yeah.
in shaping the cultural landscape,
For sure.
both as creators and consumers.
Well, this deep dive into Sidhu Moose Wala's life and legacy has been a fascinating journey.
It has.
It's a story that raises more questions than it answers.
Yeah, there's always more to uncover.
And that's a good thing.
It is.
It pushes us to think critically,
Absolutely.
challenge our assumptions,
For sure.
and engage in meaningful conversations about art, culture, and the complex world we live in.
It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. This was great. Thanks for joining me.
Of course, anytime, Sheep.